What's up guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. So in this video, after just uploading that video discussing XRP and the Energy Web token blockchain and their partnership with the XRP Ledger Foundation, we've been discussing probably since like late 2020, I wanted to do a different type of video. You can call this, Kevin Cage Uncaged, just a little rant and analysis of a few assets, high level overview, looking at the charts on the weekly. I'm just giving you my honest thoughts, my honest opinions, sharing frustrations with XRP, and yes, I still have zero doubt XRP is one of my biggest bags. And frankly, if some of my DeFi assets keep going, they're going to surpass my XRP bag. I will take profit in some of those DeFi assets and double down and essentially accumulate more XRP than I ever thought possible. It seems too good to be true, but I'm just going to be rolling with the punches and we'll see what happens in the months ahead. So, in this video, we're going to go over Cardano ADA, of course. I really wish I didn't sell so many early on, kicking myself for that, but so be it. I'm going to show you guys some of the mistakes I've made. And then I also want to talk about Kava, one of the DeFi assets. I'm not trying to shield this project. I just encourage you guys to do your own research and, look at these assets at the very least, along with, of course, Atom, the Cosmos platform. So, of course, we've seen high-level, institutional interest. We even saw news of Grayscale, a huge subsidiary of Digital Currency Group, which is a huge investor, and of course Ripple early on, discussing just adding, Atom along with even ADA to their DeFi trust. And I thought it was pretty interesting that they're actually saying adding, ADA to their DeFi trust. But nonetheless, we know that there's institutional interest everywhere in this ecosystem. Of course, you can go to Kava's website at kava.io. You can even see Ripple down here below, Chainlink, no surprise. I mean, everybody is essentially connected one way or another. You can even see XRP right here. We're aware of their stable token on this network. And I just want to point out a few things. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I don't expect everybody to agree with me, but nonetheless, leave me your feedback down below. And if there's any other assets you guys want me to cover, from time to time as I continue to cover XRP, that will be absolutely fine. And also just preface to any XRP maxis, I have 700 plus videos on XRP. I've made it very known for the past 3-4 years that I hold 30 plus assets. XRP is one of my biggest holdings. I still have zero doubt, but I'm allowed to be frustrated and annoyed that XRP is not even past $2 yet, and the year is 2021. So to anyone that thinks I'm losing faith in XRP, zero doubt. Once again, this regulatory clarity narrative is the glass ceiling that's just suppressing XRP price. In my mind, it will be smashed eventually. Whether you think XRP is going to zero, I highly disagree. I believe that we can still get to that $2 plus, and even with the Fib extensions that other assets are doing, shows $10 to $15 as a conservative price prediction for XRP in the future. So I will not be panic selling if there's bad news that comes out. I will not be, chasing other gains. I have my long-term bag locked up in cold storage, just like my other assets. And if my trading bag continues to increase, yes, I'm going to add to my USD position of sideline cash to buy dips, and also add to my XRP and any other long-term holdings that essentially present opportunities. So that's where my mind's at, just so you guys know. If I sound frustrated, yeah, I'm allowed to be frustrated. We've been in this ecosystem so annoyed because every other asset is pumping and my other bags are doing exceptionally well. I am in massive profit. I've had some stupid losses along the way too that I've documented. Just wanted to be, straight up and forward with you guys. So once again, even this gentleman, thank you so much for the support, but I'm more confident in XRP than ever, just annoyed with waiting just like anybody. So just full disclosure. So we're going to go over a few things in this video, and I hope you enjoy. So first things first. So I know I posted this on Twitter. If you guys want to go check it out, I did like a little thread just saying I'm going to leave this right here. I'm just talking about Kava and some of the connections. So we know Ripple's involved. We know XRP's involved. We know Chainlink. We know Atom now with their Cosmos platform integration. And if we just kind of go back in time before going over this chart, we would assume, probably in the next 3 to 5 years that Kava does have some tremendous upside. So I'm trying to sound very rational because I don't really care about making 12% or 20% per year in the stock market. This DeFi space, I know people that have made multiple 7 figures or are even getting 5x or 10x their investment. So that's not too good to be true. If you think everything's too good to be true, you're probably not going to find any opportunities. So Kava, of course, you guys can read more about it, the DeFi hub of the Cosmos ecosystem with the full Chainlink implementation. Chainlink's, obviously connected with most assets in terms of oracles. They're going to use this IBC, this is inter-blockchain communication, to provide secure Chainlink data to hundreds of blockchains. So very exciting to see that. And keep in mind, we're going to show Atom and show how well it's done in probably the recent months. It's just skyrocketed. Full disclosure, I'm just salty because I don't own a whole bunch. I own some thanks to the same buddy on Twitter, LJ, who's been getting me to get Kava at 88 cents. But same scenario. I wish I just held more. So when in doubt, zoom out, guys. try not to panic sell and act out of emotion. I'm not selling my XRP to chase any other gains. I'm simply just going to be dollar cost averaging any other assets that I feel have not quite gone yet during this at least bullish move. I know some people think Bitcoin's going to zero or going sub 10K, and it can absolutely happen. I'm not going to rule it out, but in my eyes, I'm not really worried about trading Bitcoin. I'm looking at the Bitcoin charts, but I essentially am just seeing an opportunity to go into some of these alts that seem like they're forming that cup and handle and are ready to send for that next push up. So I don't think, 200% returns is too good to be true. But yeah, so be it. Keep in mind, Coinbase blog, this was back in July. We had Kava as one of the assets to be considered to be added in the months ahead, along with, of course, we have HBAR, you have Ocean, Fetch AI. Most of these assets have done some phenomenal gains. And which assets have kind of been lagging? So you guys can go through these old blogs. There's more than one. This is just one of the July 31st posts from last year. Just some of the things I'm kind of dot connecting and showing you guys. All right, so keep in mind, Kava, I still feel has a lot of upside, and we're going to get into that. We have also Brian Kerr, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, sorry if I butcher that, just talking about DeFi, bringing it to the major digital assets. This is back in 2019, talking to BNB, XRP, all these assets, Atom. So just some things that you can see and kind of tell about in the future. And also we got Crypto Whale, so we have 750 million Tether that is just minted as well. The fun never stops, so we'll see if we can get some pumps going in the future. Keep in mind, I am properly hedged if my assets do go down 30%, 50%. I've just personally decided, everything I invest, I don't need it next month. I'm, setting it up and letting it go, and I will sell at profit in my mind. So I'm not emotionally investing. I get emotionally frustrated watching the charts sometimes, but just kind of sharing that. So please, guys, do your own research. I just have to say that because essentially everybody is, wants to be told what to do. And I just, want everybody to think for themselves, or at least do their best to. Okay, so looking at Kava and Atom. So we have Atom right here. Look how well it is done. And this is on the weekly, just on Kraken. Kava available on Binance, also on Kraken, probably soon to be Coinbase. And I haven't kept track with Coinbase lately, so I don't think it's on Coinbase yet though. Nonetheless, we can see it's coming out from Feb 2020 right here. We crashed Feb 2020, kind of seeing that same type of move. And I'm not saying it's going to be like for like and it has to follow every little move. But overall, we're seeing that golden cross, the 9 and 21 EMA, you get that bullish continuation, same concept, breaking out, cup and handle. And now we kind of restarted. So starting from, of course, the August 2020 high during that, that first little DeFi bubble, we had the same thing. And what happened? We formed this cup and handle and finally broke through. So Atom has done exceptionally well. However, Kava, it's done well. Like I literally showed you even on Patreon when we were doing the trading group in Cage's Trades, we bought it at 130 or 131, took profit, and we just keep entering in and out. So it's very nice. I'm happy with Kava, and I'm confident in its price, action in the future. If Bitcoin crashes and pulls it back, it's going to stall the fund for a bit, but so be it. This does not change what's going to happen in terms of the demand and tokenomics for this asset. So Atom overall, since even it's just, let's say like the wick bottom, we're going to go to that wick and just see how high it's gone. So it's gone about 600% wick to wick, currently still about 381%. From down here, we're going to go to the bottom wick. Of course, it's in a different position, but we can see overall it's gone about 380%, but about 200%. So now what we're going to do is, I love using Fibonacci extensions. My lazy way is just to throw some pivots, of course. You can see blasted right through this R3. So we're just going to throw up the pivots real quick. And we're en route. So right at this R1, Atom at least took off. You can do any other asset. You can look with Ontology. You could do Phantom FTM. Size up whatever you'd like and just do a little overview and analysis. And we can see breaking through that R1, right through that R3. And this R3 typically aligns with what I'll show you, the 1618 Fibonacci extension. So we can see we're right there. Do we keep going? Do we go to that R3 of $7.50 and then beyond? Because it aligns with the Fibonacci extensions. And what are we seeing, guys? I'm going to turn the lights on and show you, but we see a golden cross of the 9 and 21 EMA, just like we did for Atom, and Atom seems like it is just several weeks ahead, maybe a couple months ahead. So we'll see. Maybe I'm an idiot, but this is just something that I'm at least looking at. I'm not betting my life savings. I don't feel like I'm day trading this because it's too stressful, but just from a macro overview, I think this could be a decent assumption to see in the future. So we'll see. We'll come back to this video in a few months and see what happened to Kava, because I know that we did come up to about, $5.50. We rejected it. So my bet is I'm hoping that we break through, and finally during this retest, we break through once and for all. We do see that we've had retests with that recent BTC pullback around the moving averages, or the EMAs at least. The 9 and 21 are my favorite on the weekly. And same concept, you can expect a lot of wicks, just kind of closing out gaps, retesting, back testing, and so on. So we came up, retested the R1 and shot up. So We're retesting now. I'm hoping that we can break through once and for all. So let's get rid of these pivots for a minute, and I'm going to throw the Fibonacci on. So we'll turn the lights on. And we can see right here. So moving averages, of course, the yellow, the 50 moving average, we have the 9 and 21, kind of a golden cross shooting up. Same type of scenario. So I can't really ignore this. And hopefully you guys kind of see what I'm seeing. We have this cup and handle formation. And right here, boom. So that's ideally what I'd love to see. We have to be wary and look at the stock RSI and the relative strength index along with even the volume. And I always do look at volume. I just don't really want to bother people with it. But it's just something I consider. We'll turn that off. But this is just something that I'm kind of seeing and hoping that we can break through. I want this to keep moving. I know that some people will say, why are you using moving averages as an indicator? Because that's plotted after the data. But I like looking at things through, a different angle. I try to be a little bit contrarian. Keyword is try. I'm far from perfect. But it's just one of the things I try to look at. So we can see right here, we broke through swing high, swing low. So this is from that August to that low of September. So the high of August, and then this low of December. We could do that one, but this is really just a double bottom in my mind. So that's exactly why we broke through, and that's why I bought down here at that 130 level. Now I know, trying to catch a falling knife is risky, but I saw other assets ahead as well. And also, Mr. Level Up actually really helped me see this one too, so I really appreciate him finding this. So, swing high, swing low, and we came all the way right through the 2, all the way to the 4.236 at $25, guys. Adam, an asset that we were buying at $3, $4, went all the way, let's just even say from like 380, all the way up to a good 500, 600% increase. Well, if we came from even that bottom level, how high would that be? Just to be curious, to the 4.236. That's insane. So there's a lot more opportunity in Kava, and there's a few reasons why. There's market capitalization to consider. There's the DeFi aspect. There's circulating supply. There's a few things. So you can look at Kava, ranked 129 on coinmarketcap.com. We can see the market cap is about 200 million. So it's not some micro cap. It's not, with like a 40 million market cap. It's not in the top, or it's not like in under 300 or 500 rank. It's well established. It's well funded. It's been around and arguably has some of the highest amounts of assets locked in the DeFi space for this up and coming asset that has its own network. So these are the things I consider and pay attention to. You guys can go through the website, look at the backing. I just can't ignore it. So there's probably some other, sleepers in this ecosystem that I'm thinking of in the DeFi space that are micro caps that may even do better, but I just can't ignore something that has a lot of these partnerships and interests. So overall, I'm rooting for Kava. I wish it very well. So we have Kava at 200 million market cap. Cosmos, Adam, has absolutely killed it. Look at this, ranked 20, but it's already at 3.8 billion with a B. So can, Cosmos go to $50, $60 eventually someday? Yeah, absolutely. But as an investor, I care about percentage return. I care about my return on investment. So, yes, maybe someone can make a play and beat me in terms of that, but it's me versus me. So I'd be much rather attacking Kava as that sleeper per their roadmap. Looking at 2021, it seems to be quite promising. So I just cannot ignore that. All right. So that's what I'm seeing. Even if you did turn on the pivots, we're seeing a lot of assets going to their weekly pivots in R3. It aligns close to that 1618. So yeah, ideally, I would love to see us come towards that. So, break through, come to that 1618 level, $7.50 to $9, play around there, hopefully, and then finally get that next extension, that impulse up to the 4.236. In the best bullish case for me, I would love to see $20. Would love for that. That's a beautiful ROI. And that's just like the bullish case. Now, of course, yes, I have to, entertain the bull or the bearish scenario. I cannot ignore that at all, and I completely respect that. And ideally, you never know because we have back tested these levels of support. So you just wonder, would we actually do a double bottom here if Bitcoin crashed? It's entirely possible. I haven't gone through Kava and looked for any gaps down here, but nonetheless, I was first accumulating Kava at like 80 cents, $1, $1.30, like all of that. It's not something that I'm looking to panic sell because I believe in the asset and I'm willing to take the risk. So, please don't FOMO into anything. I'm just pointing this out. If Bitcoin crashes, it's going to ruin the fun for everything. So I don't want this to be a hypey video, because I feel, responsible. So I'm just trying to keep everybody trying to be level-headed, and I'm far from perfect. All right. We're only human. So that's just what I'm looking at there. And if you think that's too good to be true, we can go to like other assets and look at even like ADA and just look at how well it's done. It's blasted right through that same type of scenario. You have that and you have that. And we, that cup and handle, it's the same type of scenario. It blasted right through that R3. And just for fun, we're going to overlay a fib extension. We already know the answer. It went way beyond it. And we're going to go through here. We could do the total extension, but I mean, it didn't even care about the 4.236. It just went right through it. So it really is just creating another high, another level, kind of like VeChain, like HBAR, like Zilliqa, all great assets and all assets that I hold a little of. I wish I held more of all of them, frankly. Same with like DOT. But overall, I'm looking for where my money can make the most money and get the most returns. So that's what I'm looking at for Kava. That's my case. There's a few other assets you can size it up to. So yeah, recommend looking at that. BTC's getting that push up to 49.3. Wow, thank you, Tether. We'll see if that fund keeps going, but nonetheless, I'm just focusing on some alts that have not gone yet. We'll find out if I'm an idiot in the future, but I'd like to come back to this video with a success case for Kava and any other holders. All right, let's see what else I'm missing. Last but not least, guys, we have the XRP price chart, the US dollar pair on the weekly. This is a very macro view, so massive disclaimer. I'm going to be very blunt here. Tell it like it is, the good, the bad. Hopefully you enjoy. I just blame the COVID. And right here, guys, we have what we're seeing. Yes, the year is 2021. Am I frustrated that XRP has not even surpassed $1 to $2, if not even all-time high? Yeah, absolutely. And no, Cage is not losing it. I own a variety of assets, and yes, I still have high hopes for XRP. I'm not losing any doubt. You just have to go back to the fundamentals. When in doubt, zoom out. Have any structures been entirely broken? No. We know that XRP via on-demand liquidity is one of the only assets in the crypto space that has already done over $2 billion in notional value. And now Ripple has projections of over, $750 billion in the years ahead. I'm not about to leave when the going, gets tough and when we are about to potentially have regulatory clarity. Oh, and Flare networks will be launching this year. I'm not about to give up and capitulate, guys. I've done my research. There's so many great content creators, so many great researchers, bloggers, developers in this ecosystem that have taught me so much. So I'm not going anywhere. I know I sound like a cheerleader for XRP half the time, but so be it. And I think it's going to be worth it in the end. And this is not financial advice, guys. I just want to share some of my thoughts. Overall, we know that a plethora of assets are already surpassing and going through their R3 pivot. Right here, XRPs would be $1. I just want to get this show on the road. We can talk about the bullish case quickly, but I do want to talk about the bearish scenario as well. So whatever you believe, whether you believe XRP to, $10 or $1,000, it's all good. I just believe it's a lot higher than 44 cents or even all-time high. And one analyst, that I believe you guys should follow, and I'm certain you already are, is Blockchain Backer. What he often does, and you can do this for every crypto on the macro, go from the recent high, swing low, wick to wick. So from their high of January 2018 to March 2020. And yes, I believe that we can get to that impulse of 4.236 between $10 to $15 per XRP. Now keep in mind, this is sloppily drawn as always, but on Bitfinex and Exchange, I personally do not recommend because they have a lot of ties to Tether, FYI. But their high shows XRP around like $3.30, $3.28. And we do know that other exchanges have historical data of XRP going to $3.84. So obviously that would make it higher and go to $3.84. It would even show, a higher case for XRP of, maybe even over $15 in that case. So whatever you guys want to use, but when in doubt, zoom out. Is there anything structurally wrong with on-demand liquidity besides this current lawsuit, these allegations, and the liquidity providers essentially stopping for now with the low volume? No, and I'm not about to leave when the going gets tough. If it were easy, everybody would do it. At the end of the day, you guys have to decide what is best for you, but every dollar that I invest into crypto, even if I am emotionally attached to it and I check the price the next day, I still, in my mind, mentally and psychologically, say, I'm not going to be touching this for 1 year. I'm not going to touch this for 5 years. Set and forget, because I'm here to sell at profit. So that's the way I see things. I encourage you guys to, decide for yourselves, dig deep. There is no right way. There is only your way, but I just want to point that out. Now, in terms of bearish cases, yes, we're curious what's going to happen with Bitcoin. We know Tether has actually just printed a lot more, but yeah, it's not out of reach to think, will XRP backtest the 30 to 34 cent window? I even saw Credible Crypto put up a really good chart just kind of showing that case, and then hopefully a bounce from there. That's what we'd be hoping for. Very possible. I do know that also Mr. Level Up has found gaps. I believe, don't quote me on this, but maybe Kraken, the Kraken exchange with the USDT pairing, I believe XRP right at 15 cents. So I'm not saying every gap has to close, but they very well could. We'll see. But nonetheless, guys, yes, I believe XRP gets to $1 to $2 at least. And hopefully we finally just skyrocket to that 4.236. And then the real fun begins. Because as you know, if you understand XRP as this bridge asset, this medium of exchange, what happens when it becomes more valuable? Well, essentially, it becomes more liquid. It's able to send larger amounts of money. And who is that going to cater to? It's just like the flywheel effect that literally Ripple has shown in the documents, and this is in their best interest. So once again, this is not financial advice, guys. Nothing is guaranteed, but I am deciding to hold, as I've shared, at least 20%, maybe even 50% of my XRP holdings for life. I'll take profit with my other alts, and I'm going to continue to cover this space. I'm not losing faith in XRP. Cage is not losing it. I just kind of wanted the rants because I feel like anytime I talk about another alt, people act like you're losing faith in an asset. No. I have 700 plus videos. Go, check out the old ones, see if anything's changed. I've talked about HBAR, QNT, ADA, Algorand for probably the past year. I mean, at least I remember I first covered QNT in like late 2018, and I told everyone that's when I bought it. There's, literally no questioning it. I have zero doubt in this ecosystem. It sucks waiting, and it kind of sucks being a cheerleader sometimes, but I really do hope this keeps perspective and allows you guys to decide what is best for you. We even see on a weekly of a golden cross in this environment. I'm just not trading my XRP. I wish you guys well. I just am not looking to gamble, especially in my long-term holdings. I'm going to keep trading my trading bag on Patreon, accumulating, trying to get more USD. If I get that, then I can accumulate more XRP, improve my long-term holdings of other assets as well. And that's just the way I'm playing this game. So I'm, 50% in this market. I have 50% side cash, can take advantage of any pullbacks or even crashes in the future. And just like Zig Ziglar says, his famous quote, essentially prepare for the worst and capitalize on what's to come. In this market, I'm just like you guys. I'm trying to make the best out of any situation and get a win out of, any small loss as well. So that's just the way I'm seeing things. I'm sure this rant is probably annoying to some of you, but I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, be sure to like this video, share it around, and let me know any other alts you guys want me to look at. And just keep in mind, when in doubt, zoom out. Is there anything structurally wrong with the XRP chart besides, potential back tests to other levels before finally breaking out once and for all? No, and I'm not going to be selling at 30 cents or 20 cents or whatever happens. I'm not going to be preaching fear. I don't want to be preaching hype either because it's no guarantee that this happens tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just going to continue to expect the unexpected. And for the 50th time, when in doubt, zoom out, look at the partnerships, look at the expansions, the on-demand liquidity corridors are growing, the demand that even Flare networks could potentially have. XRP is much more than just the XRP ledger. We can issue IOUs. We have a decentralized exchange. We're getting more into the NFT game. I just think that a lot of Ethereum maxis, and keep in mind, I hold Polkadot, I hold ADA, I love these assets. I'd be an idiot to ignore them. But I think they're actually going to be really ignoring it and missing out potentially because of their preconceived notions of XRP being a banker's coin, when in fact Ripple might actually be one of the biggest stewards of this entire space to help with regulatory clarity. So whether you like XRP or not, you should be rooting for clarity for XRP because this will govern the entire digital asset space. I am not a maximalist. I essentially am rooting for utility. And just like I even changed my recent Twitter profile, hopefully I have it up here, right here. I invest in things that I believe will radically impact the most lives, aka digital assets. So zero doubt, guys, I wish you well, and I will catch you in the next video.